In 2008, one man was on the edge of losing absolutely everything. Three of his rockets had just exploded. His revolutionary car company was bleeding money and teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. His investors had completely lost confidence, and personally, he had nearly run out of cash. That man was Elon Musk. Today, he's one of the most influential and well-known entrepreneurs in the entire world. But his story isn't just a tale of dazzling success. It's a raw, unfiltered story of immense risk, repeated failure, and a kind of relentless determination that defies all logic. To understand the man, we have to go back to the beginning. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. As a child, he was intensely curious. He didn't just like books. He devoured them. There were days he would read for more than 10 hours straight, absorbing everything from encyclopedias to science fiction. This wasn't just a hobby. It was his escape and his education. By the age of 12, he had taught himself how to code and created his very first computer game, a space shooter called Blaster. He sold the code for about $500. Even at that young age, you could see the seeds of his future. Elon was convinced that technology held the key to changing the world. At 17, feeling constrained by the opportunities in South Africa, Elon Musk made a life-altering decision. He packed his bags and left for North America, chasing bigger dreams and a wider horizon. He eventually landed in Canada and later moved to the United States, where he studied physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania. After finishing school, he made a pilgrimage to the Mecca of technology, Silicon Valley, in the mid-90s. This was the epicenter of the digital revolution. For Elon, it was more than just a place. It was the workshop where the future was being built, and he wanted to be one of its architects. His first real venture was a company called Zip2. Along with his brother, he started this company to help newspapers get online. Think about it, in the mid-90s, the internet was still a new and somewhat strange concept. Most businesses, especially old media giants like newspapers, were skeptical, but Elon saw what others didn't. He believed the internet wasn't a fad. It was a fundamental shift in how the world would operate. Zip2 provided online city guides, complete with business directories and maps. It was a simple idea, but it was ahead of its time. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for over $300 million. At just 28 years old, Elon Musk became a multimillionaire. For most people, that would have been the end game. But for Elon, it was just the beginning. Instead of retiring to a beach, he poured his newfound wealth into his next big idea, an online financial services company called XCOM. That company eventually merged with a competitor and became PayPal. Again, he was tackling an area filled with skepticism. People were terrified of putting their credit card information online. The idea of sending money digitally seemed risky and untrustworthy, but Elon was convinced that online payments were the future of commerce. He pushed forward, and his vision was proven right. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for a staggering $1.5 billion. Elon's personal take from that sale was about $180 million. Now let's pause here. $180 million. Most people would have stopped working forever. They would have bought an island. But Elon Musk isn't most people. He had much bigger, much crazier dreams. He took nearly all of his fortune and made the biggest gamble of his life. He invested it into two seemingly impossible ventures: Tesla, an electric car company, and SpaceX, a private rocket company. At the time, the experts were unanimous. Both companies were doomed to fail. Electric cars were seen as glorified golf carts, slow, ugly, with terrible range, and the idea of a private company sending rockets into orbit, that was considered the exclusive domain of governments like the US and Russia. It was pure science fiction. Many of his fellow investors, the smart money in Silicon Valley, thought Elon Musk had lost his mind. Then came the year 2008. It was the crucible that would either forge him or break him completely. It was the hardest, darkest year of Elon Musk's life. The global financial crisis was raging, making it impossible to raise more money, and everything that could go wrong did. The first 3 launches of the SpaceX Falcon 1 rocket all ended in spectacular failure. Each explosion was a multi-million-dollar fireball that burned through his capital and his credibility. Meanwhile, Tesla was hemorrhaging cash. It was on the verge of bankruptcy, struggling to get its first car, the Roadster, into production. Elon was stretched to his absolute limit, both financially and emotionally. He later admitted that he was so low on funds he had to borrow money from friends just to pay his living expenses. He faced an impossible choice: use his last remaining funds to save Tesla or use them to save SpaceX. He couldn't save both. It was the most stressful and painful period of his entire life, and then, just as all hope seemed lost, something incredible happened. With his last bit of money on the line, SpaceX launched its fourth Falcon 1 rocket. This was it. One more failure and the company was finished. The rocket cleared the launch tower, soared into the sky, and this time it didn't explode. It reached orbit. It was a perfect launch. The world watched as a private company achieved what only a handful of nations had ever done. That single success changed everything. Soon after, NASA, which had been watching closely, awarded SpaceX a game-changing $1.6 billion contract to resupply the International Space Station. The company was saved. Miraculously, Tesla also managed to survive. Elon secured a last-minute funding round just before Christmas of 2008, pulling the company back from the abyss. Over the next decade, Tesla would go on to become the most valuable car company in the world, spearheading the electric vehicle revolution. What once seemed impossible had become an undeniable reality. Today, Elon Musk is at the helm of several groundbreaking companies that are fundamentally reshaping our world. Tesla isn't just making cars. It's accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. SpaceX is not just launching satellites, it's revolutionizing space travel and making it cheaper, with the ultimate goal of making humanity a multiplanetary species. And he hasn't stopped there. He's also working on futuristic technologies like Neuralink, which aims to create brain-computer interfaces, and the Boring Company, which is developing underground transportation systems to solve urban traffic. His long-term vision is epic in scope. He genuinely believes that for humanity to have a long-term future, we must one day be able to live on other planets, starting with Mars. The story of Elon Musk teaches us a powerful and profound lesson. Success is never a straight line. It's a chaotic, messy, and often painful journey. Behind every great achievement, you will find a mountain of failures, setbacks, and moments of despair. Most people give up when things get difficult. They quit when they face resistance. But the people who truly change the world, the ones who leave a lasting legacy, are those who refuse to stop. They are the ones who keep going, even when all logic says they should quit. Think about it. At one point, Elon Musk was just one single rocket launch away from losing everything he had ever worked for. Today, he is helping to shape the very future of humanity. Sometimes the difference between spectacular failure and world-changing success is deceptively simple. It's just one more attempt, one more effort, one more step forward when everyone else has stopped. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.